for college football. We're gonna break down some of these Week 12 matchups. So the first game on the slate: Ohio State, Northwestern. Who you got, Ron?
Ohio State. Uh, Northwestern hasn't done well this season. I see they playing. I think at Wrigley Field today. What I just see they
Yeah,
playing
they're at
at?
Northwestern. Yeah, Wrigley Field.
Yeah, Wrigley Field. So I
Yeah,
think it's going to be a interesting game. It's a great venue for them to play at. But at the end of the day, Ohio State.
I mean, I'll say by a mile, man. This is not even, I don't think it's gonna be close.
Yeah.
yeah, clean sweep. I got Ohio State too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's too easy.
it's too easy.
Um, Utah at Colorado.
So I read something yesterday, man. That said that Utah starting quarterback is going to be out
Starting,
today.
they on like they fourth string quarterback.
Well, yeah, whoever it was, they're not going to be playing today. So I'm gonna go Colorado, man. Colorado is, they're becoming more and more one of those teams that could have a shot at the Big 12 championship game. So I'm gonna go with Colorado in this one.
Same, man. I think Cam Rising's what he's been out for a couple weeks, and I think Utah got what is that? A couple weeks ago they played BYU.
That
Right?
was last week.
That was last week. That was
Last week.
last week. It was that super late game, and that I think that kind of they was right there, last minute loss, and I think Colorado's gonna be too much for them, man.
Yeah, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but y'all seen when Utah's AD came out and
Yeah.
said they took this, bro, get off the podium. It was a hold. It was defensive holding, my boy. It was defensive holding. Get off the podium. Everybody seen it, man. Cornerback was holding the receiver all the way down the field, man.
Yeah, he was.
Cut
Yes,
it
he
out,
was.
man. Yeah, he
Hey,
go back to your job, man. This you on the podium is not you. Um, yeah, I think Colorado wins, and I think they win big, man. Utah has lost their last 5 games, and after starting the season 4-0. And bad quarterback play will do that to you. Like you brought up Cam Rising not being there, and
Right.
then they also lost their second string quarterback. They're on their third string quarterback, so it's just injuries have killed them. Their top running back hit the transfer portal, um, so it's not. It ain't been good for them. So I got Colorado big.
yeah.
Yeah.
Next game, Clemson at Pitt.
Yeah. I think Clemson's gonna win. Eli Holstein is out this game. Uh, I think Clemson still has an outside chance of making the ACC championship game. So I think they're going to come out and they're going to play hard and they're going to, they need those, what they call them, like pretty points, to basically that kind of
The style
show that
points.
your style point. That's right. Thank you,
Points.
man. I
Style
need them
points. Yeah,
style
yeah.
points, man. They kind of show like, hey, we are a legit good team. And I think they're going to do that today with Pitt.
Yeah, man. Pitt for a little bit there, I was like, man, Pitt looks good, but then they actually played us, two teams that Virginia beating them was like, yeah, y'all are not, they're not that low. So I'm taking Clemson. Clemson's going to be, and I think Clemson by at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ed, man. I actually put a wager in on this game. I took Clemson minus 13 and a half. So
Yeah.
yeah, Pitt's not ready with Eli Holstein out, like Ron mentioned. It's not good for them because their second string is not it. So that's a clean sweep. On to the next game. Tulane at Navy.
I I want to pick Navy, right? But I want to believe in the midshipmen. I want to so bad, but too late on this one.
Yeah, it was pretty good seeing Tulane ranked, I think 24 in the last college football poll that came out, the college football playoff poll that
Yeah.
came out. But I'm gonna go with Navy. I think Navy's gonna win today.
Whoa.
Upset.
Ed, I'm with you, man. I'm picking Tulane. They do have 2 losses, but both of those came out of conference, right? They're 6-0 in their American. I think they're going to continue that today. Their losses came to K-State and Oklahoma. I just don't. Navy has been turning over the ball, and Tulane they're an aggressive defense, and I think they get it done today. And I don't think that going up to Navy with the ruckus crowd is going to be enough for them to beat Tulane.
The ruckus crowd. I understood that Notre Dame lost by Navy, but I didn't understand that Rice lost. And I was just like, Tulane.
Okay, I'm going with Navy
all day long.
Well, this is the game of the week right here.
We don't even need to talk about Penn State at Purdue. Purdue was terrible. Yeah. Penn State is going to blow them out. Mm-hmm. Virginia at Notre Dame.
I mean, Notre Dame can't afford to lose. I think we've said that time and time again. They have the worst loss of the season. They cannot afford to lose any games, and I think Marcus Freeman and his team knows that, and I think they come out and they handle business today.
Yeah, Notre Dame. Virginia's too, too inconsistent on offense, too inconsistent on defense. Like you look a couple weeks ago, they give Clemson a hell of a game, right? But then they turn around and get stomped by North Carolina, who was, just. And I understand there's matchups and stuff like that, but it's just I'm gonna go with Notre Dame because that's a safer. Notre Dame, will play their game.
Me too, man. I'm going with Notre Dame. Virginia again, man. They're just so inconsistent. Now, if they show up, they might be able to make it a game, but Notre Dame, they have to be playing lights out every week and putting their best, the best version of themselves on tape, man, with the playoff committee because they have no room for error. So, none at all. Because if they even, if they win this game by a field goal, I think they're going to end up getting bumped down. So, style points matters.
Yeah.
Boston College at SMU.
Yeah, I'm gonna go SMU in this one. Boston College benched Thomas Castellanos, and then he went into the transfer portal.
Yep.
So I know that Bill O'Brien seen something in the backup that he really liked, but I'm gonna go with SMU in this. Man, I think SMU gets to the ACC championship game this year. Rhett Lashley's doing a hell of a job up there, man. So that's why I go with SMU.
Same, going SMU. Even though Bill O'Brien's not the best scout for QB talent, according to Jalen Earl. But I think SMU is just a better team, man. SMU is well put together, but
And I like that little dig, man. That was good. I also got SMU. I don't think there's going to be anything to see there. I think they're going to get blown out. So let's get into the SEC, man. You got LSU going to Gainesville. And it's crazy is that they're only favored by 3. So why do you think that is? Because that's
I think that is because one, Florida got DJ Lagway back, right? He's supposed to play in this game, and I think if you look at the way they competed against Georgia prior to his injury, and then the way Florida looked against Georgia, forget the Texas game. I think, and then the way that LSU looked last weekend, I can see that. I think a 3 points is good. I still think LSU wins it though. Garrett Nussmeier has got to play consistent down there though, man. He's turning the ball over a lot, man. He's making a lot of bad plays.
Yeah, he is.
Man, if LSU drops this game, they're gonna be madness going on there in Baton Rouge, man, because they're gonna want the head coach change. They're gonna want everybody fired. Because that showing at Alabama emptied that stadium out early in the fourth quarter. I mean, people was leaving with like 10 minutes left in the game. You know, it's like this is blowout. LSU this is a must win for LSU, but I'm gonna take Florida in the upset on this one, man.
Whoa.
Hey, Gator.
Yeah, after watching what my Longhorns did to Florida last week, LSU has the passing game to do the same thing. And I don't think, Florida secondary is just they're pretty poor. So I'm taking LSU and I'm taking them to cover.
I'm taking them to cover.
Yeah, I'm taking LSU to cover. LSU by 3. Yeah, I mean that's too easy.
Yeah. I just want to go back on what Ed said. This is Brian Kelly's third year, man. He is starting to hear the noise down there because they thought that he would have turned this program around by now. And then to see coming off a bye, to see them get beat like they did last weekend. And if they lose this weekend, the noise is going to get louder down there.
Yeah.
Man.
You're right.
It's not because of lack of talent either. It's not because of lack of talent.
No. Yeah. They got all the talent in the world down there.
Yep.
Another SEC matchup, Missouri at South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
It's
South same. Carolina. Yeah. Missouri is without Brady Cook. They said he's going to try to give it a go. But, I mean, when you injure your wrist on your throwing hand, man, good luck. I don't see that dude playing in that game. And if he did, he was just going to get hurt again. Because I think South Carolina got the best two-edge duo in college football right now. So,
yeah.
South Carolina all the way, man.
Yeah. Do we really need to talk about Mercer at Bama?
It's the game of the week. What are you talking about, man?
Can I throw one stat out there though? So Mercer is 9-1. I just want to throw that out there. Mercer is 9-1. They lead their conference, their division in all defensive categories, man. I just want to throw that out there. So it's gonna be a test for them today.
Hey, stop it right now.
They 9-1,
right? I don't care what they are, man. We talking about the Mercer. What are they? The Bears? The Mercer Bears? Cut it out, man. This is gonna be a blowout.
It's a damn
you
shame.
know it. I know it. The fans know it. Mercer knows it. That's why they accepting that $1.7 million check. They know what time it is, man.
Yeah, man.
This ain't even nothing to talk. They favored by 41, I think. Oh no, it moved up. 43 and a half points.
9-1. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Hey man, Jalen Milroe about to put his name back in the Heisman hat, man. He gonna throw for 200, and he about to have a 600-yard day, man, and 7 touchdowns.
But they're 9-1. I'm just saying.
It's embarrassing, man. You playing Mercer at the end of the year like this, man. Yeah. Who plays Mercer in November, man?
They still got Oklahoma and Auburn though.
Hey, who plays Mercer? This is the game that you play at the beginning of the season. Now Texas, we don't do nothing like that, but
typical Alabama.
The typical Alabama. Yeah, this is a typical Alabama. This is crazy, man.
Bama by 1,000.
Oh man. Next game. Texas at Arkansas.
Hey, people have been saying for weeks now, who has Texas really, their schedule strength, right? Who has Texas beat? And this is Texas' first road SEC contend. Like, this is going to be a hard game for Texas to win. And it was like, Arkansas. It's not. I'm just saying, I'm taking Texas. This ain't going to be like y'all went into Florida and, or had Florida over and smacked the shit out of them. It's not going to be like that. This is going to be a tough game for y'all.
Go ahead, Ron. I'll let you go.
All right. All right. So what the way I look at it, this is, as Ed alluded to, and I was going to say that their first true road game in the SEC in the month of November, right? So then they haven't been in the atmosphere like that, and I think Arkansas is going to be ready. And I got to upset Arkansas over Texas today.
Ooh.
Some
Okay.
dramatic effect.
Well, not so fast, my friend.
So-
Uh, we're gonna go in there and beat the shit out of Arkansas.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you that right now, right?
Okay. I'm writing it
Arkansas
down.
pass defense is absolutely awful. They've given up 890 passing yards in the last 2 weeks. 890 passing yards in the last 2 weeks. It was so bad that Sam Pittman said, "Hey, the competition for the DBs is open again because I'm not liking what I'm seeing." You don't have an open competition before you play a rivalry game. He's setting those boys up for failure. And we about to show them today at 12 o'clock. It's going to be bad.
Let me tell you
Quinn
something.
Ewers is going to throw for 350 and 4 touchdowns. I'll let you know right now. And Arkansas, they love to turn the ball over. They're number one in SEC in turnovers, right? They have 22 fumbles on the year. 22 fumbles is crazy. And 14 of those fumbles have come from the quarterbacks. So I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't going to be good for Arkansas. Because anytime they play an experienced quarterback, they get dealt with. It happened with them versus LSU, and it happened with them versus Jackson Dart. And Quinn Ewers about to go in there and do the same thing. And our defense is, we got the number one defense in the country. So we ain't super underrated. So we ain't gonna talk about that.
I just want to say, Quinn Ewers better find his mobility because Landon Jackson is going to be on his ass.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about Landon Jackson. Landon Jackson's gonna be dealt with.
Yeah, all right. Now
we're gonna use extra resources.
That's a premier
to negate him.
Rusher there.
Listen, Arkansas so bad that Landon Jackson's brother didn't even want to go play with him. He committed to Texas right now. I just want to throw that out there. And his brother's a 5-star, by the way. Plays both ways, tight end and defensive end.
Saying who has better at NIL?
Big boy, like 6'7", 260.
Yeah, Landon Jackson's the truth, though.
Yeah.
He is. Right. He is. I think he's a second-round pick. You guys are. Hey man, you can only play who's in front of you, man. All right. You can only play who's in front of you. You play the team. They were ranked when we played them, and now they not. They ain't got nothing to do with us, man. Freaking SEC fans, man. Y'all the worst. I've been hearing this whole time, man. The SEC is the toughest conference, top to bottom.
It is.
The toughest conference, and then we get in the SEC like, man, y'all got dealt the easy schedule. Like, hold on, y'all man. Which one? Hey, which one is it, man? Is the SEC tough? Is the SEC tough, or are they not?
Hey, man.
Let me know. Maybe we should have went to the Big Ten, man. I don't know.
Texas running from the SEC again. Can't win, man.
Oh man! Uh-oh. All right, the last game. Well, there's a couple more games. No, so let's go with Oregon at Wisconsin.
Yeah, Oregon. I mean, right now they're the number one team in the country. Wisconsin is still they've been up and down all year.
They are
right,
super inconsistent.
I want to go with Oregon in this one, man. Oregon, Dylan Gabriel right now is the Heisman runner-up, basically, right? He's been playing lights out, man, for Oregon. Definitely an upgrade over Bo Nix. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Oregon in this one.
Yeah, Oregon. Same reasons. I don't think Wisconsin just has that. They don't have the dogs to hang with Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oregon easy day. So let's see another game. Kansas at BYU. I'm going to go first on this one. I got Kansas upsetting BYU, man. So hear me out. In Kansas last 4 games, right? Or last 3 games actually. Last 4 games. the quarterback, what's his name? Daniels.
Mhm.
He has 11 touchdowns and no turnovers. They started the season off bad because I think in the first 4 games he had like 2 touchdowns and like 8 interceptions or something crazy like that. So I think they turned around. You see, they beat Iowa State last week, right? I think even though this game is at BYU, BYU run defense is not great, and with them having with Kansas having a running quarterback and their running back Devin Neal, I think they're gonna make some noise, man. And I'm picking Kansas to upset BYU.
Yeah, nah, I got BYU over Kansas. I think BYU goes undefeated to the they're gonna be undefeated going into the Big 12 championship game.
You know this line, so think about this. Vegas knows something, man, because BYU was only favored by 1.5 at home. So that means they telling us if this was a neutral field game, you know the 3-point rule, and it's less than that. So
See,
yeah,
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but BYU hasn't got no love at all
They
season.
haven't.
They've been like under the radar, and that's why I'm gonna stick.
they've been on the radar, man, because they be getting lucky.
I mean, yeah,
You know, a football don't bounce up and down, man. It goes one way or the other, and the
They
ball
was
been bouncing their way. You know what I mean?
they wasn't lucky against SMU. I mean, they pretty much put it on BYU. I mean, on SMU.
They did, but SMU didn't have the quarterback that's playing now. Wasn't playing then.
let's see.
Remember,
I'm
SMU started with a different quarterback.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? I can't remember. And then they ended up going to Jennings. I think if they played again, SMU would thump them.
I'm gonna stick with BYU at home. This is gonna
I'm
be
going with
at
BYU.
10:15 start time, so we'll Sunday
going with
morning we'll
BYU.
see who wins on that one. But
All right, the last game of the week, a must win for Georgia. Tennessee is coming into town, Sanford Stadium, Athens, Georgia. Georgia right now is favored by 9. The over-under is 46.5. Carson Beck has been shit.
dude.
I mean, what do y'all think, man? Oh, and another one, ETN is not playing. He got ruled out for this game. So, what y'all got?
So Carson Beck's like picks has been terrible, man. I'm going to it right now, right? Like how many picks he has thrown in the last. I think he's like what at 14 picks in the last like few games.
14 picks in the last 5 games.
Last 5 games.
Yeah,
that's 12 interceptions total on the season, man. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna beat a Tennessee team by throwing picks. I don't think so. And what's his name? The QB for 10.
Yeah,
he was
Nico.
possibly out this week.
No, they said he's playing.
Yeah, he's playing.
He's playing.
Yeah.
All right. Man. Which Georgia's gonna show up, man? I don't know. But for me, I'm taking Tennessee on this one because you can't trust Carson Beck to complete the ball, man. You can't. He's going to lose you the game. I'm going to take Tennessee on this one.
All right, I'm going with Georgia in this one, man. And like I said, which Georgia's going to show up? I think the Georgia's going to show up is the Georgia that played against Texas, right? Everybody was kind of down on them. After they lost to Bama, they struggled with Kentucky, and everybody was like, where's this dominant Georgia team at? Right. And then they proved it against Texas, right? And I know AB got some stuff to say about that.
Yeah.
But all right, but they won and they looked at like the best team in the country at that time. Right. I think today they know that this is basically another playoff elimination game. They didn't do it again against Ole Miss because they was on the road, but this time they're at home. They're going to have the support of the crowd. I think Carson Beck plays well. I think Nico coming off of that concussion is not going to be as sharp, and I don't think he's practiced. I think he's just started practicing yesterday. I think not yesterday. Thursday. So I don't know how sharp he's going to be. He's kind of been off on the deep balls already. I'm going Georgia in this one. I think Georgia remains in the playoff hunt.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I struggle with this decision. And some of the stuff that you alluded to, Ron, was that, well, actually, both of y'all, Carson Beck has been playing like trash, right? He has not been good this year. You said that if they came out and played like they played against Texas, they'll be good. And I don't think that's the case, right? They defense played good. They offense did not play well. Carson Beck had 3 interceptions in that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what we did, Texas, we also gave them, we turned over the ball, and they scored 21 points off short field. So they got the ball on our 20-yard line, on our 18-yard line, and on our 32-yard line, right? They didn't have no long sustained drives because Carson Beck. If Tennessee, they have a better running back than we have at Texas right now, right? With us losing C.J. Baxter at the beginning of the season, Dylan Sampson is going to be a difference maker. So if Tennessee can control the ball, control the clock, right? Because they have a really good defense. They top 5 in the country.
Yeah.
If they can turn over Carson Beck, like I know they can, because that's what he's been doing all year, right? Until he proves it otherwise, I'm going with what I've seen him do, right? If they can turn him over, which they will, and they can sustain drives and keep and just wear down Georgia's defense, they're gonna be okay. They don't need Nico to be no world beater. They just need him to be a game manager. Use your running backs. They'll be decent. But Ron, I'm with you. I'm picking Georgia because I don't think Kirby. I think he got them motivated to another level. They backs are against the wall right now.
Yeah.
They know if they lose this game, it's a fucking wrap. And I don't think they're gonna go out. And especially after the performance they just put on last week versus Ole Miss, they defense got dominated. But I'm going with Georgia I'm saying like 51% Georgia.
Yeah,
49% Tennessee, man. Just because I know Tennessee defense is good. They got a D-line that can get after it. They got good linebackers. And that's what Ole Miss had. And that gave Georgia offensive line problems. That gave Carson Beck problems. Yeah.
Yeah, no, good points, man. And you're right. Right now, they're saying Dylan Sampson is possibly the SEC Player of the Year.
Yeah,
he can control the game.
I think 20 touchdowns, something crazy like that. Yeah, he got 20 touchdowns.
Yeah, they saying right now he's the SEC Offensive Player of the Year. But I agree with you. I do think Tennessee has a great defense. They rotate a lot of linemen. I want to say it's like 13 linemen they rotate. It's some crazy
on the D line. Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of rotation.
So they keep their guys fresh. And then still they got James Pierce, who's one of the top defensive linemen in the country and possibly the NFL draft, right? So they're gonna get after it, man. But I just think Georgia's gonna be ready, man.
Hey, I'm taking defense to win. I'm taking the defense to win on the road.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a bad pick, man. I just think that, like I said, man, 51% Georgia, 49% Tennessee.
Yeah.
Hey, Athens, Georgia. They're playing in Athens too, man. So that's a big. If it was in Tennessee, I think all three.
If this game was in Tennessee, I would pick Tennessee.
Yeah.
I would pick Tennessee if this game was in Tennessee. I'm gonna just throw that out there right now. So home field advantage, Georgia, they backs against the wall. Kirby giving the damn pregame speech of his life. He gonna have to do it. He's gonna have to do it.
I'm gonna go with Bobby Hill and the
So I know you wanted to touch on the playoffs real quick, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, speaking of Georgia, what do you guys think that Georgia was left out of the college football playoff rankings? Well, the top 12. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
So I mean, I can't say I'm not surprised. Do I think they're one of the best teams in college football? 100%, right? But what the playoff committee is telling us is that these metrics that they're using, right? Wins and losses matter no matter who you play, right?
Right.
Wins matter, losses matter. Um, and with them having these automatic bids for the group of five, had it not been for the group of five getting that automatic bid, Georgia will be in there over Boise State. Because you put Georgia in, who do you replace them with? That's in there right now, based on the metrics,
Right.
not about just being the best team.
Yeah. Okay.
Man,
Now, if we were just talking about the best 12 teams in college football, of course they're going to be in there. I'm taking out Penn State. I'm taking out, you know, Penn State.
I'm taking out Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's like Penn State lost to Ohio State. All right, but Notre Dame, y'all lost to
In a game they should have won. Bad coaching.
yeah,
Yeah.
NIU. You lost to NIU, and this is the second year in a row where you lost to a smaller school that you shouldn't have lost to. So I'm taking Notre Dame
Yeah.
out of there, right? If it was just based on like the team, but Notre Dame has one loss. They're the non-conference. What is it called? They at large.
Yeah. Independent. Yeah. At
Independent.
large. Yeah.
Now, what they're using, Georgia's out right as of right now, right? Georgia's out.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with it because the SEC is still being very well represented in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, you
I
got
think,
Tennessee.
Georgia needs some things to go their way, and they may be able to get back in there. They need a lot to happen, though. They need a lot to happen because you still got that's in front of them right now. You got Texas A&M, you got Bama,
Tennessee.
um, Tennessee,
And
and
now
Ole Miss.
Miss. Yep. Ole Miss. Yep.
So that you need a lot to happen
Yeah.
outside of them just winning out. They need more things to happen. They need Texas to lose again. They need Ole Miss to drop another game.
Yeah.
They got to beat Tennessee. They need Texas A&M. It's just so many things they need to happen for them to, even them beating Tennessee. Yeah, that does them good, but they still a 2-loss SEC, and they still have 2 losses in conference. You know what I mean? So, and Alabama owns a tiebreaker over them, so they still need more things to happen.
Alabama math. Alabama gonna be in there.
Yeah, no, because they showed a breakdown though of right now they saying it would be Texas and Alabama in the SEC championship game. That's what they predict,
Yeah,
right? Because like you said, that's Georgia beating Tennessee, that's Texas beating Texas A&M. Those are predictions,
Yeah.
right? So we'll see. Because LSU still, I think LSU still only has one SEC loss.
No, LSU. They got 3. They got 2. They got 2 SEC losses.
Yeah.
It's right. Okay, yeah, we dealt with the second SEC loss. Who was that they lost to before?
A&M. They lost to A&M and
That's
USC.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lost to USC at the first game of the year.
So right now, the only ones with 2-1 losses in the conference is Texas and Texas A&M, right? I think they're the only
have
ones.
1 loss.
Yeah, 1 loss in the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Tennessee only has 1 loss.
In Tennessee.
Yeah, in Tennessee. Yeah, and I know I'm projecting out. Yeah.
And here's the thing. Right now, this is going to change because we have how many Big Ten? Oregon, Ohio State,
Penn State. Ohio State, Penn State, Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to be playing each other here soon.
Who? Only one is Indiana and Ohio State.
That's
it.
Indiana, Ohio State.
Ohio State plays Michigan, but Michigan ain't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got quarterback issues, man. When you ain't got no quarterback, you ain't no good.
I just wonder if Indiana lost. Indiana cannot lose. If they want to stay in this, they cannot.
Correct.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh
absolutely.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Indiana wants to stay in this play, in this game, in this fight right here. They can't lose.
No.
Because Ohio State is going to get the points for that. They're going to be the representative. I think
But I will say, right before we got on air, I was telling Ron, man, if Indiana ends up losing like a nail biter and Ohio State ends up kicking like a game-winning field goal, I don't think Indiana's going to fall that far. Even though their strength of schedule wasn't great, the way that they beat the teams on their schedule is going to say something. Because I think right now they got the highest margin of victory in college football right now, at like 28.3 or something like that. So everybody that they didn't, that was on their schedule, they handled them. And if you look at some of these common opponent matchups that Ohio State them played, or Penn State them played, or Oregon them played, the same teams, those games were a lot closer than when they played Indiana. So I'm pretty sure, that's one of the metrics that the College Football Playoff Committee be looking at.
Yeah, but I watched Indiana struggle. I'm not gonna say struggle, but I saw them barely beat Michigan last weekend.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. That was their closest game all year. Every other team, they put it on.
Weren't they up like 15-0 or by 15, and then
it was 15-7, right?
Yeah, 15-7.
Yeah.
And Michigan started coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really think they're gonna go down there to the Buckeye, to the Buckeyes and get blown out. But again, that's just a skeptic in me.
Yeah, I think they have a better defense than people think. I think their defense is pretty legit.
Yeah.
They are also top 5 in the country on defense, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. I had it.
But it's like Ed said, though, they're
number 3 in defense right now.
Total defense?
Yep. Texas number 1, Ohio State number 2, Indiana number 3, Penn State number 4, Tennessee number 5.
Yeah. Penn State doesn't play anybody else, so they're not going to lose, or they're not scheduled to lose. So they're going to be.
Yeah, the rest of their schedule, the rest of the way is pretty weak.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because, I know people were saying, Georgia went out and played one of the hardest schedules in the country. They played Clemson. At that time, Clemson was ranked in the top 10, right? They played Bama. They played Ole Miss. They played Texas. And a lot of people feel that they're getting penalized for playing a tough schedule, right? Whereas the people like Indiana, Penn States, they're not playing hard schedules and they're being rewarded with being in the playoff at this time.
Yeah, but I feel like if you had that conversation, right, when people make these schedules, Georgia has had an easy schedule the prior 3 years. Their schedule was easy.
You get no argument for me on that now.
You know what I'm saying?
Argument for me. Yeah.
So, you can't be, we got the toughest schedule. Hey, for the past 3 years, you had a weak schedule. Now you're in a tough part of the scheduling phase. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
You just gotta,
And using that argument.
You know what? Another thing I hate about Georgia fans, man, they want to say, hey, we played Clemson when they was ranked, right? But when it comes to the other team, you ain't played nobody. It's like, hey, man, when I played them, they was ranked. Well, hey, man, which one is it, man? Ron, let me know, man. You SEC fans are crazy, man.
I'm just saying.
They said, oh, Texas, you ain't played nobody. You ain't played no ranked teams. Yeah, we played Michigan. They was ranked when we played them. Oklahoma was ranked when we played them. But now they play somebody that was ranked before, and they ain't ranked no more. Now, come on, man. What are we doing? When we played Clemson, they was number 3, but they not now. But I can't use that same argument. Make it make sense, man.
Hey, man, I'm looking at the teams that are, one-loss teams out there.
Right.
SMU, right? And then we got Washington State, man, slowly climbing up. They're up to number 18.
Yeah.
And some of these teams slip up.
But Washington State is technically not in a conference, though.
No.
Because they're in the pack. They was in the pack 2. Yeah.
And they don't have a conference championship. That's going to hurt them.
Yeah.
They got wins over Washington, Texas Tech. The only loss was a Boise State. Boise State put it on them. So.
Yeah. But now, like you said, it's some good, like I said, I know it's still early, man. We still got a long way to go. And them rankings going to change a lot. But like I said, you got Colorado that's still there. They got a shot. Let's keep moving. to keep
Hey, I'm
moving.
gonna admit it. Fucking hater over here. Because I was like, remember, I was on the Colorado, like, hey man, they're gonna, last year, but then I'm hating. Yeah, this is my hater rate over there.
Yeah, you won on Colorado last year, man. Dion gonna turn that thing around. I said no.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It takes time, man. And now he's
Yeah.
fortunate, right? There in the Big 12 is kind of eating itself. The same thing like the SEC, unfortunately, right now.
Yeah.
But with them only having to play BYU, because that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be BYU and whoever else makes it, and it looks like it's gonna be Colorado.
Yeah.
And they actually, they had a favorable schedule. They didn't have to play Iowa State. They didn't have to play.
Yeah.
Man, what's that? They did play Texas Tech.
Yeah, they just played Texas Tech last week.
Yeah, they did last week. So they didn't play Arizona State. They didn't have to have no regular season games against BYU. Okay. Yeah. And Arizona, not who they thought who we thought they were going to be. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had one more scenario that I want to throw out there. They were saying too, if SMU wins the ACC, that puts Miami basically in a position where they may not make the playoff.
Hey, from a Miami fan's perspective, Miami does not win the ACC. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs, and I'm just being honest. They have not won the ACC ever since they joined, which is a crazy stat when you think about it. And SMU comes in year one and win it. Okay, yeah, it's a loss of a season for me.
I agree. I mean, I think y'all just had way too many close victories. Some of them controversial. We ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Hey, this is a win. The Virginia Tech guy did not have the ball.
and then you take the loss to Georgia Tech. You guys got to win out and win the ACC. You don't do that, man. I don't think you guys get in.
No, and the reason being Virginia Tech close game, right? Cal close game. And people argue. You're looking at you know what I'm saying. Change one play in those games, and you're a 3-loss team right now.
Yeah.
That's right. Which is nuts.
But y'all have arguably probably one of the top 3 players in the game right now, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you want to see him in that college football playoff, though.
Yeah. Man, I would like to see them. Yeah, right. They don't win the ACC and they still get in. That'd be fucking great to watch. Because Cam can sling the ball, and they got receivers that can play. Restrepo.
Yeah, Xavier Restrepo is a beast.
Yeah, he been legit.
I think he underrated too, man. I think he'll probably go. I think he's like a 3rd round guy.
Yeah, man. And we got 2 running backs that can. Mark Fletcher and what's the other guy? Damian Martinez, man. Both of these guys can ball out. But
yeah, Damian Martinez transferred from Oregon State. Right?
Oregon State, yeah.
Yeah, Oregon State. Yeah, he's good. Hard runner.
But the Georgia Tech, man, the Georgia Tech beat them at the line of scrimmage all game.
Yeah. And that's Georgia Tech, man. What do you think gonna happen when you get into the playoffs and you're going against, Ole Miss defensive line? It's just.
You see something? Y'all see the Cam Ward give his offensive lineman a bunch of necklaces?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I would have given him nothing. Y'all didn't block for me last week. Y'all couldn't hold Georgia Tech.
Maybe one of the things, and this is the last thing, man, before we get up out of here. Cam Ward, man, his ceiling is so high, man. Yeah. He just has these plays where he's trying to do too much instead of just throwing the ball away, man. Live to play another down.
Yeah.
Live to play another down.
But there's a lot of quarterbacks, man. Not only him, that's Carson Beck. That's Jalen Milroe, where they putting too much on their shoulders, man. Like I said, Nick Saban always says, be the point guard. Get the ball to your playmakers. Let them make the plays. You don't have to make all the plays yourself.
Yeah.
I think
Carson Beck ain't trying to make plays. He's trying to get it to his receiver. He's just throwing a triple coverage like a fucking clown.
Like this. Just throwing it up.
Yeah.
Where I think Jalen
he was so good last year. Maybe he should have went pro last year, man. Maybe he should have won pro last
Yeah,
year.
he's hurt his stock. I know, definitely.
Oh yeah, they saying he a 4th round grade right now.
Yeah.
And he was coming into the season. He was going to be the number 1 quarterback overall taken.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, man, what Cam Ward needs to do is what Jalen Milroe's doing over there. It's like, hey, you don't see it, take off. He's not slow.
Yeah.
Cam Ward's athletic. You know what I'm
He
saying?
is.
And last week against Georgia Tech, it wasn't there. He was looking for it. He could have gotten that first down with his legs. And then they get a strip sack.
Yeah. I wonder why he didn't run, man. Trying to look for the big play, man.
Yeah.
Can't go broke taking a profit, man. Use your legs and get to the sticks.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
All right, y'all. Well, that does it for this week's episode of Unbiased Room. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Enjoy the college football slate this week. Peace.
Peace. Yeah, I can't close out, man. They said I was at 61%. Man, what is going on? Why am I at 61%?
Play came in while we was talking.
Who did?
Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
I was at 61%.
Hey, man, it's still playing, man. What the?
Oh my
That's what happened
God.
last week.
Why am I at 61%?
Play came in while we was talking. Who did? Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
That's why.